Alrighty, well hello everyone, how are you guys doing? It is Tireless God here with Simon and Majin Vegito from RuneZone, and we are going to be talking about
Hello,
this
hello.
month's BTS. Hello guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Alrighty, so to start this off, we will be talking about the BTS, but first of all, we're going to go over the Battle of Lumbridge and everything that's been going on. For those of you who do not know about the Battle of Lumbridge, you obviously have not logged into the game yet since all that has happened, or else you would be very well aware of it. So we got Sarah Doman and Zamrock now in the realm of RuneScape, and they are competing to get divine tiers and have us gather them basically for them. And it's been quite an event going on for the most part. What are your guys' thoughts on what's been going on?
Right, so yeah, Battle of Lumbridge. I started out on Zamrock, and I switched over to Sarah because I was a little bit torn up between what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to test out how the rewards would work, and yeah, I've recently switched back to Zamrock again because Zamrock is I want to get on the Zamrock side and eventually backstab him for Zaros. But yeah, the battlefield itself, the recent changes they've made to it, with the instancing, we had a few problems obviously at the very beginning, but the instancing recently is fixed, is really good in that sort of stuff. I haven't been collecting my daily tiers like I used to be. For the first week
Mm-hmm.
or so, I collected, at least 1,500 a day. But just recently I've kind of been distracted and I've just been collecting maybe like 200, 300 a day from, other skills and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the updates to the battlefield, I haven't managed to see any of these new siege units or anything. I'm not sure if they're quite out yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I think those new siege units are going to be coming out soon. They did say we will be looking forward to more powerful combatants coming in, so I don't know if that's more NPCs or more possible gods coming into play, so that'll be interesting to see
Yeah.
how that
Oh
comes
yeah.
about. How about you, Majin? What are your thoughts on the Battle of Lumbridge?
Well, the battle itself, there's not really much to say there. It's kind of just a grindscape, really. But the opening cutscene for that, now that was epic.
That was pretty awesome.
Nothing like Zemrak returning to the world, and then of course Saradom and the little noob that he is decides to just come up and start picking a fight for no apparent reason, just because he hates Zemrak, you know.
Hmm.
But still, hey, since my name is all DBZ related, gotta admit that's one epic Kamehameha wave there going on.
Mm,
You know
I
I
do
had to
like
say
that. Yes, you did.
it. But yeah, I'm glad they fixed the whole instance thing. I had a few issues with that the first day. I've been pretty much no lifing it there. I don't get 3K every single day, but the days that I don't work, I get 3K. Most of the time, I get at least 2.5. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw the rewards and stuff, and they seem pretty nice. I've heard a lot of people hoping that either on like the Solomon's General Store or through other things we're capable of getting those items somehow, because we can't always be doing the Battle of Lumbridge. It wouldn't be fair for players that join later to not be able to get this, because this is kind of a big event that's happening in Gilmore right now. So I saw
Yeah, really.
that. Also, have
About the
either of
only
you...
thing. Oh,
No, go ahead.
about the only thing I don't like about it is the fact that after you get to like 2.6K or whatever, and it goes down to a one-time multiplier, it's
yeah,
freaking
that's
slow as
bad.
mess.
Oh wow, I've not collected that many tiers. I did not know it actually drops down after a while.
Oh, you slacker!
You know what? I've been trying to get my max Scape, so I've been getting tiers in other forms.
Hmm.
But yeah, the one thing that I've been wondering, have either of you traded in your points for a experience lamp yet?
I have. When I switched from Saradome and back to Zamrock again, I had, I believe it was around 8k points saved up. So I bought three of the lamps, and at the time I was going for 99 summoning, so I got around, I think it was 60k per lamp. So it wasn't too bad. 180k free XP for 3 days work. Wasn't too bad at all. But
Alright.
yeah. I wouldn't consider it a decent way of actually training skills, considering 2.5k tiers for a large lamp, or sorry, a huge lamp. Does take obviously a long time to get, and it's not on par with other skill training methods. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
a decent little bit of extra. If you have some tokens left over in the end, you might as well renown left. You might as well spend it on the lamps.
Okay, because I've been wondering the kind of experience gains you get from that. Because I know a lot of people were saying, oh, I know you only get like 5 experience per tier get or whatever, but you can get lamps and it kind of makes up for it. And I wasn't really sure what the experience difference for the lamps were, but it just seems like a normal huge lamp or large
Yeah, I
lamp.
believe
Then
it's 5% less than a huge lamp you'd win off, the Square of Fortune, for example. And then I've heard that tier 2, the tier 2 and tier 3 lamps, they are pretty much the same price. I mean, I think it was 2,500 for the tier 1 rewards, and then it was 2,700 for the tier 2. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if it's, any sort of real difference between the tier 1, 2, and 3 lamps, but yeah. I'm sure there'll be some sort of small difference, maybe 5% extra XP or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
alrighty, well that's cool. So what are you guys kind of expecting from the Battle of Lumbridge for our little last topic here about it? Where do you want to see this going?
Zamorak victorious, Ceradim dead
This.
forever.
This.
Only just to have, like Simon said earlier, Zaros coming back. Yeah, Zamorak's gonna die with that happening. But.
Yeah, that's... it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I've heard a lot of discussion, like having 2 gods die in a year. That'd be kind of interesting to have that happen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like the whole future of Gelinor kind of depends on what's going on here, it seems.
Pretty much. And it's kind of a bit of a teaser for divination, sort of.
In a way, yes. I can definitely see that. One thing that I thought was interesting is divination is kind of like when the world's kind of opening up because of the Gothics dying. We're kind of collecting his energy. One thing that I asked for Maud Osborne for his divination, he's doing a podcast soon, which I hope it gets answered, is will we be able to collect the power of other gods in the future through other forms instead of just Gothics dying? And I'd be interested if from the Battle of Lumbridge we can see something like that kind of come into play. Like, you're able to siphon like Gothics, whatever they're called, you're siphoning or whatever, and so on and so
Wisps
forth.
or...
Yeah,
those
little
things.
wisps.
All right, so that's probably a good transition right there. So we're going to be jumping into the BTS now, and of course the biggest and most important thing coming out this month is the new skill of divination, basically where, as we were saying, you kind of harvest the essence of the lost god from Gothics, and you turn them into things that are called signs, and the other thing is called, what is it called again? There's a pocket item. I forget the name of it, but I'll look it up.
I forgot the name of it too.
I know signs are the one thing, and the other is called a portent. Portent. Portents are the ones that you collect on you. And so this is a whole new skill coming into the game. It kind of seems like summoning in a way, where you need to gather, then create, or I guess mining, smithing in the same manner. But Simon, thoughts on divination? What you expect from it, and what you've kind of gathered from what you've seen?
Well, in the behind the scenes video, they compared it to, resource skills like fishing. They said there was elements of hunter introduced in as well, and runespan. So, from the behind the scenes, obviously, you can see the sort of the wisps kind of, move around these locations, and it'd be interesting to see, they did mention hunter, so I can see some sort of tracking and possibly kind of trapping involved in the skill. You kind of have to track down these wisps and then trap them before you can actually start, siphoning the memories of Gothics and that sort of stuff from them.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to be one of these sort of, they obviously have said it's going to be an old school training method, sort of, and it'd be nice to see some slow XP gains for quite a for early level. Even less, but a nice challenge. Considering I'm going to be maxed very, very shortly, it'd be a nice challenge to, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you think you're going to get maxed before divination?
I'm really going to try to do it. It depends when we're going to see it. If we're going to see it on the week of the 12th, or if we're going to see it on the week of the 20th.
I'm thinking the 20th, honestly.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Same
I'm thinking
here.
as well. I'm hoping it is then, because I've got a break starting on the 24th of August, so it'd be nice to be able to not worry about university work for a while and just finish off do his divination as quickly as possible.
No life.
This.
Yeah, basically. And how about you, Majin? What are you expecting from divination?
Pretty much everything Simon just said.
Pretty much everything
Oh,
Simon said.
yep.
All right. That's good enough. So all these things that we're going to be able to make give some sort of special bonuses and stuff. Like they said, one helps you keep an extra item upon death. One heals you, and if you get under a certain percentage of health. And I think Mod Mark even said that there's one that helps you protect yourself from death in case you get caught up in that situation. And I'm kind of wondering what else these things are going to bring to the table. He said some of them, since it is a gathering skill, you'll be able to have other gathering skills as well. We already see some certain things with scrimshaws right now in game that give us damage boosts and basically timed and everything. So what else do you think they might bring to the table with this? What kind of boosts might they come in? Because from the BTS video, from what I've seen, it seems like there are a lot of things that you can create from this skill. The drop-down bar had a couple of different items that you can choose from.
It's
Yeah,
a
there were at
massive
least
category.
yeah, there was it 10 different types of sort of energy you could siphon, ranging
Yeah.
from and they did show little hints, obviously, of a couple of them, and when they had the skill interface up for creating the one that protects an item on death, it required 92 divinations. That's quite a high level for an item like that.
Really?
And yeah, and it only gave, I believe it was 23.5 XP or something like that. It's not a great amount of experience. So it seems, the majority of actually training the skill is going to come through actually, collecting this stuff in the first place rather than actually making
Yeah.
these sort of pocket slot items.
It's
Um,
similar to summoning in a way there because,
Yeah.
actually creating the pouches is where your experience is, not actually using it.
Yeah. No, that's pretty interesting. I would really expect like keep an extra item on death to be like a little like lower on the bar, especially like if they are also talking about like the difference between keep yourself from dying and protecting item, and protecting items level 93.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I was talking to a buddy the other day about the dying thing. I feel like that'd be kind of helpful, especially for like the major bossing events. Like for those of you who have next, there's like that ice prison thing. If you were able to activate that for one of the ice prisons, so where you could die, come back, and everything. So that'd be very useful for if you're the tank or soloing. But I'm not really sure where else I would use that in the game. Like that's a really cool thing, but like my friend was saying is we don't, like us like higher levels, we don't really die all too often in game, just like sporadically. Like
Yeah.
unless we're going to Virago or we're very new to Nex, you don't really do much, or that's going to get you in like a deathly situation.
Hmm.
So I'm not really sure what all these new signs and portents are going to be bringing into the game. I think it has to be something really interesting to kind of pique my interest. Also, I'm kind of hoping with they kind of go along with what they did with scrimshaws, where you can create a tradable version and a non-tradable version. That way, the non-tradables would be more inclined for you to actually train the skill because they would last longer and be stronger. And the tradable versions would just be kind of, to make a little bit of money to keep a market out there for the item itself.
Yeah, I can see, a sort of combination of both of them. The certain ones that you obviously can sell on the Grand Exchange, and then, the ones that are just personal to yourself, that are non-tradable. Because, yeah, like I'm looking at the rewards screen at the moment that they had in the behind the scenes video, and, some of them use materials like Prayer Potion 4 dose for the portent of item protection for one, was just as one example. And, it seems you're going to have to use some sort of materials to be able to create these along with the sort of luminous energy and that you actually gather. So there's going to be some sort of an item sync with divination being released in that. So
So yeah,
that'd be
this
quite
is
interesting.
basically like a new version of summoning in that case, having to have a
Yeah.
secondary item and everything.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh my gosh, I just hope we don't have to buy some like shards. I hope the things that we're siphoning count as
Oh
the
my
shards.
lord.
Yeah.
I have no
I would
idea.
not be happy to have to deal with spending lots and lots of money just to train the skill in the first place. Oh man, it's like construction was bad enough, and then they introduced summoning. I was just like, gosh.
Summoning was far, far worse than construction was.
Yeah,
Go
if you have 99 construction and summoning, you basically have like 99 money at the same time.
Yeah.
New skill, money.
New skill, making money. But a interesting keyword that I saw in the BTS was they said that this new skill of divination is going to be related to the skill that's going to be coming out next year. So from what I gather from that, that means they're pushing back the skill that was also supposed to be coming out this year, but now it's going to be next year. I'm assuming early next year, but still we're not going to be getting that second skill they talked about. Now, are you guys upset about this fact or kind of not too weary about it being pushed?
I sort of had an expectation that it was coming. We waited for quite a while just to even get divination in the first place. It would have been last year. We were kind of told that divination. Well, we didn't know it obviously was called divination back then, but the first skill would be coming sometime early in 2013, and I'm not sure if August is exactly early in the year, but yeah, I wasn't too surprised that the second skill had been delayed till next year. But I'm hoping it's going to be early next year. We're not going to have to wait till like May next year, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean, there's just so much going on. I can kind of understand a little bit of pushback. The Battle of Lumbridge, all the updates they have for that, RS3, making sure that they perfect HTML5.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of community-related things and promotion, and they're even planning RuneFest at the same time. So they do have a lot on their plate right now. So pushing it back, I can see is somewhat reasonable. I am a little sad because I wanted to get into that, but I mean, I'm not completely upset. If it takes time for them to perfect it and there's no problems with it, then I'm okay. I'm just hoping, like you said, it's like January through March, just like one of the first 3 months to come out.
Yep.
All right, so coming up next we have the rework of the old Black Knight's Fortress quest, as many of you may know or have played before. Just like previous quests like Rune Mysteries and the rescue of Prince whatever.
Prince Ali Rescue.
Prince Ali Rescue, there we go. Gosh, I haven't done that since Classic.
Don't forget Doric's being removed.
Oh, yes.
Mine is yours, too.
Hey, also, whatchamacallit was removed, Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, but they didn't replace that with anything, though.
No, they didn't. They just completely took it out of the game. But anyway, but anyway, we're going to be seeing a brand new quest coming out, which is going to be the revamp of the Black Knight's Fortress, which is going to be the Death of Chivalry, which basically is going to, well, it's just be a revamp. It says that choices you've made in the Battle of Lumbridge and elsewhere in the game will be reflected in the content, and the decisions you've made will affect the quest's ending. So I found that to be pretty interesting. What are your guys' thoughts on this new quest coming out and how it's being related to the decisions you've made in the game?
I'll pass this on to you because I'm not a big fan of quests at all, if I'm honest.
Man.
Okay, Mr. Compcake.
Well, of course I'll do the quest because I'm obviously going for completionist cape, but I don't really know what to think of it. I'm kind of interested in the whole different endings thing, but then knowing me and the completionist nature, I kind of want to see every ending, which is going to be impossible on one account, apparently. So, YouTube for the win there. Let's see. If that's the same castle that they were showing at the end of the BTS video, then I would imagine it looks really different and a lot better. Granted, you didn't get to see much of it, but...
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a teaser released, might have been earlier this year. It was on one of the Facebook pages that I saw. There was a sort of HTML5 teaser for the Black Knight's Fortress, and it looked massive. It was, it was bigger than the bloody mountain that was there.
Really?
And
Jeez.
yeah, I'll have to dig that out somewhere, and obviously we'll chuck it in the video. But yeah.
Yeah, really. Oh, I didn't see that video. Picture. Video.
Yeah, definitely dig that up. I'd love to see that. So yeah, my one question that I was also talking about before was, because it says choices you've made in the Battle of Lumbridge and elsewhere. Now it's referencing the Battle of Lumbridge, but this is a revamp of a quest. Quests are probably going to stay around for a long time. The Battle of Lumbridge is not. So how do you think they're going to play a part of the choices in the Battle of Lumbridge in the future for this quest? If you guys know.
I'm wondering if the choices from the World Wakes will actually come into play more so than the Battle of Lumbridge, really.
The World Wakes?
Yeah, since that quest actually, you kind of get to choose to
that's
either align yourself with Guthix or kind of betray him, sort of.
That's true, but this quest doesn't have any requirements.
Neither did World Wakes, if I remember correctly. Not many,
140
anyways.
combat.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only one.
There's some
Hard to
bonus
tell.
rewards, they said, if you have a certain levels, like 80 strength and 65 prayer, you're able to do some other requirements to gain some extra XP rewards from this quest, so that's nice.
Always love extra XP.
Oh yeah, you gotta love the extra XP. And also, what are your guys' thoughts on them redoing a lot of the quests that have come out in the past years? They seem to be revamping a lot of the free-to-play quests, which I don't have a problem with, but they seem to be trading them out with either the heroes of RuneScape or just kind of like those that have been instilled for such a long time, like Demon Slayer. And what are your thoughts on them redoing all these?
It's good to see the integration of some of these sort of, not really well known characters in that into these quests, and it does kind of, when I first joined RuneScape and I did these quests, they were kind of, they didn't really have any real purpose, apart from just being, small little quests you could go along. But, now there's adventurers and there's all these sort of backstory behind it and incorporating the gods into this recent one as well. It's great. I love it. I'm not a big fan of quests, but I try out all these reworks and they're amazing.
They are, especially graphically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were mentioning at the very beginning of this whole little section, the ones that got removed, like Romeo and Juliet, Sheepshearer, and all those that were completely removed, were pretty much below standard quests. They were really easy. I'm surprised Cook's Assistant hasn't been removed yet, to be honest.
Well, they have a musical. You can't remove it.
Oh, true. That's correct. I forgot the musical. But although the ones that they've redone, I mean, like Doric's Quest, the original Doric's Quest was, I think, just to go mine an ore and bring it back. Wow, that was impressive. The new What's Mine Is Yours that replaced it was actually had a very interesting story behind it. Granted, I don't remember much of it now, but oh man. But yeah, the story was a lot better, which I think they're focusing more on actually making the quest progress the story of the game further, which didn't really do that so much before until more recent years.
All right,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely does make sense. I mean, I really appreciate the fact that they're doing this and they're revamping some of the basic quests. I also like the fact that they're doing them for people who are free to play, so it would kind of entice more people who are coming into the game to kind of see where the game's headed and what direction and everything. So I think that's really cool, and especially choosing these quests, the ones that almost everyone is going to be playing through when they start the game. Definitely going to be helping more players come along into the game. Alrighty, so that's that. Did you have something to say?
No, other than the reason, I guess the reason they're doing that for the whole free-to-play quest is mainly to keep people's interest in maybe, hey, this quest was good. If I subscribe, maybe, just maybe, keeps them playing.
Yeah, I definitely love to see them go back and do some of the basic like members quest reworks, like the Legends quest. I would love to see a total rework of that quest.
Oh, nice.
That would make me so happy.
Maybe make Legends Cape actually worth something again.
I remember back in Classics, you'd be like, oh dude, that guy's a Legends cape. That's awesome. He's so pro.
I used to wear that cape religiously when I first got it. It was awesome.
Yeah. It meant a lot. I sadly I did Legends Quest I think like a year ago.
Yeah, I did
Freaking
Legends about
noobs.
3 months ago, and I was at 2400 plus total already, and it's horrible of me, but it had to be done.
Yeah, I had like a 10-year vet cape on, and I was doing the Legends Quest. I was like, this is just awkward. Anyway, the next thing coming out this month, they said there's going to be improved loyalty program and Solomon Store merge. Basically, the points that you get in the loyalty program can now be paid to use on Solomon Store, and vice versa. You can buy rune coins to get things that are on the loyalty program. Though there is a catch: if you want to get some of the higher tier levels on the loyalty program, you cannot use rune coins to kind of just bypass all of that and just right away gain like wisdom or superior or whatever. So you do need to have your loyalty points for those things. So I thought that was good of them to do that. But they're combining these two things. And Majin, your thoughts on this? Is this a good plan, a bad plan, or yeah?
Well, since Solomon is mostly cosmetic overrides in game, except for some of the recent things, I don't personally mind it. I think it's a good thing in a way, since they were kind of sort of the same thing in a way. Just one was in game, one was on site.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just one wasn't exactly completely cosmetic, although there was cosmetic items like the whole little glowing eye aura thingies. That was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind being able to buy some of them rune coins and stuff, but I can't foresee myself really taking advantage of that too much.
Simon, will you be taking advantage of this new loyalty program merge?
I'll definitely be taking advantage of it. I've been meaning to get some keepsake keys back again. I used up a whole lot of them on a few outfits earlier on in the year, and I've recently removed them from my keepsake to replace it with other stuff. So I'd really like to get some keepsake keys back again, and probably put my max cape on that sort of stuff on there when I get it. But yeah, apart from the customization and that sort of stuff, there's not really much else that really interests me in that sort of section. But it is good to see they're merging the two together. I mean, the outfits and that were on the loyalty store, they really should have been in the customization interface from the get-go, but obviously, loyalty store came out, long time before the Solomon store was even released. But it's good to see they finally sorted it out, and they've been promising a sort of rune coins to loyalty points conversion rate for quite a while, and it's good to see it finally come into play now.
Yeah. I think it's nice that the loyalty program we can use to buy some Solomon things as well, because I mean it's pretty much the same thing. We're paying the game, so give us a few more points to hopefully just buy some things that we like and not just straight up our money. And if I really want to get something, then we'll drop the money on it to get those extra few rune coins or whatever. One thing I kind of hope is maybe they have like a 50-50 payway, like if you have like X amount of loyalty points but you don't have enough rune coins, you can kind of merge both.
Yeah,
I hope so, yeah.
that would be helpful.
That'd be nice to kind of get a discount on something, because
I think in other games that they produce, like World of Legends, for example, they do have something similar to that. I don't know for sure because it's been ages since I played that, but so I wouldn't imagine they would be impossible, so to speak.
Yeah, I just think that'd be nice.
I'm also looking forward to a bit of a buff in the number of loyalty points we get each month now for the long-standing members, because I've had continuous membership ever since the store came out, which is, I believe it's almost 2 years now, in fact.
Cough since 2004 for me. Well, members.
Yeah, they mentioned that, so I mean that's pretty cool. One thing though that my friend and I were talking about this was, it says that you can get, they'll have yearly item rewards for people. Now, when we were talking about this, do you guys think they're going to say when this program's released a year from now, you get that, you'll have an item, or like every year you're here? Or do you think, kind of as some incentive, people who have been a part of the loyalty program for over a year will automatically get an item to kind of show that they are rewarded?
Ooh.
Because we've kind of been wondering what that kind of is, because if it says you get something in a year, then it's not really enticing to other people to stay around for a year.
Yeah, I suppose if you already had membership for over a year or even 2 years, you might as well, I don't see why they couldn't introduce, well, obviously, they'd be limited to what they could actually introduce in the first place. I mean, you don't want to be making some things that are too exclusive. I mean, if you introduce a reward for having it for 2 years, I mean, are people 2 years from now going to be getting that item, or is it going to be only for people who had the membership 2 years prior to that? Or
Yeah, because I was thinking about that as well. Like, I'm wondering, are they going to have a certain item for 1 year, then a certain item for 2 years, and kind of celebrate it? Like, if you have a job, they're like, 2-year anniversary, here's your item, or something like that. Or if it actually is going to be promotional, per se, in a way where
it's a different item every year.
Yeah, kind of just like they had with the game cards and stuff, like the Flaming Skull and whatnot. Just kind of like you had to kind of buy this during this time frame. So, I'll be kind of interested as to what the item is, if it does anything, and how they're going to release it. So that's definitely something.
Wouldn't be surprised at all if it was just an item from the actual loyalty store or the Solomon store itself that we just get on discount. Yeah, we kind of saw that, recently with the Squid Cape and the outfits that we've got for free, and the Pastoral Two-Handed Sword, and You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just one of those sort of items that we get for free, but I would like to see something unique, but yeah.
I never thought about it like that before.
I hadn't thought of that.
Actually makes sense. But yeah, aside from that, it seems like the last thing coming up this month is going to be some new things like the Battle of Lumbridge, as we talked before, some new members joining, more armor pieces and more rewarding XP lamps. So maybe the XP will now actually balance out with you actually training. So 1 hour of training there equals 1 hour of doing something somewhere else. So we're looking forward to getting involved and paving the way to the 6th age. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up for the BTS for this month. Do you guys have any final comments, thoughts, or anything that you're kind of expecting or hoping for this month?
All hell
apart
the
from
return
divination-
of Saros.
This.
Just Zeros coming into the fight and just whooping everyone.
That would be awesome. He just shows up and just blows everything up there. That's done.
Yeah. I would really like to see the return of Zaros pretty soon. I mean, we did hear from, I believe it was Mod Dean, in one of the podcasts that he would be coming back shortly. He's just, on the horizon, so yeah, I'd like to see him show up for the Battle of Lumbridge.
Yeah, this is a 10-week process. Let's see when Zeros does come back and how he comes back. Just this whole thing, just like all these gods, like we've seen pictures, you've seen the picture of Bandos, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, he looks scary and awesome. Apparently, people during like the live streams and stuff for the RuneScape community, they've been talking about Armadale, and apparently he looks amazing. So I'm extremely interested as to what all these other gods that are coming into the game that we haven't quite seen yet and what they look like.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I do find funny before we go, have you guys seen the picture of Zamrock, like before we ever actually got a real look at him? And then like how he looks at the Battle of Lumbridge?
He's like a sort of red-robed sort of standard character, basically.
Yeah, he's like a red robe, kind of like impish looking face in a way. And then Battle of Lumbridge, he's got like this like red mustache and like things coming out. It's like, man, Zamrock got some plastic surgery when he was gone.
That's right.
No kidding.
Anyway, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this month's BTS talk. If you have any comments you want to make, be sure to send them down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and what you expect from this month in the BTS. And we'll probably be doing this more months. So thanks again, guys, for joining us. We'll catch you later.